Hi my lovely people, welcome back to another fabulous summer fragrance video. Today I have for you my favorite summertime fruity niche fragrances. I adore them. I love wearing them in the summertime. It makes me feel like I'm on vacation. It makes me feel, puts me in that relaxed sort of poolside kind of mood. All throughout the summer I feel very relaxed. When I wear these, some of them make me feel sexy, some of them are very juicy, they're very attention grabbing kind of fragrances. So if you want to know what my favorite super fruity niche fragrances are for warm weather, just continue to watch. So you guys, I have here 15 amazing fruity niche fragrances. The first one I have in my hands is one of my recent additions to the collection. This one right here is from the House of Sillage. This one is a very juicy, it's like a juicy burst of juicy freshness for the summertime, you guys. This one is Ubi Jus by House of Sillage. I really love this one. Like I said, this is such a burst of fruity freshness. Really what it is. The number one accord, like the top thing you smell, the first thing you smell are those fruity notes. It's very like super fruity. I mean, it doesn't get any fruitier than this. And it's a very tropical fruity scent. This has some tropical fruity notes like mango. Yum. Like that mango note in the opening, you guys. So good. I love it. And the blackcurrant, the juicy burst of the blackcurrant in the opening makes that mango light. So it's kind of like if mango was a very light, juicy fruit like, blackcurrant or grapes or something like that. That's what the opening smells like. So mango, which is more syrupy and dense, but the blackcurrant makes it juicier because it's with blackcurrant in the opening. And of course the grapefruit in the opening lightens it even more, so it's like a real juicy burst with that citrus freshness as well. This has beautiful like tropical florals like Caro Corunde, which is kind of like, jasmine type of floral, like, or tiare flower, that along those lines, This has powdery florals like heliotrope, iris, and it has a good dose of, like vanilla that makes it super sweet, some amber, some woody notes. I gotta say, this is a very sweet fragrance. It's fruity and it's got a lot of vanilla, so it's quite a bit sweet. But the thing I would say about this fragrance the most, that juicy burst of juiciness, like freshness when you first spray it. It's very refreshing for the summertime, for those days that are super hot. This is one of those fragrances that perform super well in high heat, and it's perfect for like super hot summer days. So refreshing, so yummy. Love wearing this. It again gives me that sort of relaxed poolside vacation kind of vibes. Yeah, this one is House of Sillage Ubi Jus. So the next one is from the House of Bond number 9. This one I am so happy I got my hands on, because this fragrance is one that is rare. As in, I say rare because this top note, like the most prominent notes in this fragrance, is in particular one of the fruity notes, is not easy to find in a lot of fragrances, and especially to find it in a fragrance where that is dominant. So let me get to it. So this one is Bond number 9 Gold Coast. This one is a very watermelon fresh fragrance. It's very aquatic from the watermelon. As you guys know, watermelon is a very aquatic, fresh, fruity note because it's very watery, It's so light, yet lasts. It doesn't disappear on the skin like that at all. It like actually stays. It's got a nice sillage, you know, good amount of projection. Lasts like a good, you know, 7 hours, you know. And on the clothes, of course, a lot longer than that. Yeah, so it's because of the watermelon, it's very aquatic, very ozonic, very fresh. So you guys, this opens with some really nice, juicy, fruity notes. There's lychee in the opening. You guys know lychee is always a really nice, very tropical kind of fruity note. You know, you get lychee and Delena fragrances, as you know. There's apple in here. There's apricot in the opening. Apricot has a little bit of honey nuances. Then there's that very aquatic, ozonic watermelon note right in the middle with some rose. And then there is musk. There's vanilla, woody notes. I would describe it as a very watermelony, aquatic, ozonic, fresh summer fragrance, perfect for super duper hot summer days. Like, this is like the kind of fragrance I would wear in 100-degree weather. Very refreshing. It keeps you feeling and smelling fresh all day. It lasts quite nicely, although it's a fresh aquatic fragrance, which is rare. And then I have another juicy one for you. This one is one of my personal favorites. I really, really love the way this smells. Very juicy, fruity, and feminine. This one is from the house of Perfumes de Marly. This one is, of course, Meliora. This is apparently Salma Hayek's signature scent, or one of her scents anyway. So this is really, really super juicy as well. This has that juicy burst from the blackcurrant note in the opening, just like most of these fragrances will have. Blackcurrant is one of those juicy, fruity notes that you get in a lot of fruity fragrances in the opening. You know, it's kind of like a must almost. Like, it's a composition must for fruity fragrances to keep it fresh and light, especially for summer fruity fragrances. So like I said, it has that juicy burst of fruity freshness from the blackcurrant. There's some red berries, and there's a little green hint from cassis, which is the leaves of the blackcurrant. It's a very kind of nice fresh green hint, tiny hint. And then it has gorgeous florals like ylang ylang, lily of the valley, rose, and in the base you get some woody notes and vanilla. Of course, you always get vanilla. Beautiful, juicy burst of freshness. Very fruity, very feminine, very delicate, with those floral notes, especially notes like rose and lily of the valley. You know, they really add that feminine vibes to this fragrance. Yeah, this one is one of my favorites for super hot summer days. Keep you smelling like a tropical, you know, tropical, delicate, gorgeous beauty. Yeah, this one is Parfums de Marly and Meliora. So next I have another very fruity fragrance for summertime from one of the very special fragrance houses. This is from the house of Nishani. This is Nishani Zen. You guys, this one is that, again, that juicy burst of fruitiness right in the opening with that blackcurrant, with the juicy burst of fruity freshness. There's grapefruit and a little rhubarb, adding that sort of sourness to the opening, kind of like in Delena, you know. It's really light. It's not too sour, though there's rhubarb in the opening. And then there are gorgeous florals like gardenia, rose, sensual sandalwood, the woody note. There is, of course, vanilla, like most of these type of fragrances tend to have. And then there's ambergris, which is that, you know, fragrance note that has sort of marine nuances, woody nuances, mineral nuances, you know what I mean? It has like sort of like, it kind of gives fragrances this like, I don't know, woody freshness. It's hard to kind of to describe it. There's a lot of musk in here. Absolutely love it. This mainly what it smells like is a fresh fruity fragrance. I don't know why, but I feel like I smell pineapple in here, you guys. I know that it's not listed in the fragrance composition, but I swear I feel like I smell pineapple in here. Does anyone out there think the same thing? Do you feel like you smell a little pineapple in this fragrance? I don't know. This one is a very aromatic, fruity fragrance. It lasts a long time. It's quite the beast. for a fruity fragrance for warm weather, you know, but it's not gonna choke anybody. Just don't overspray it. It is maybe not for like the blazing hot summer days, like 100-degree weather, but rather this is something you should wear on regular summer days or summer night times. It's a really good one to go out, to wear, you know, when you go out at nighttime during the summer. This is Nishani Zen. Next, I have the queen mother of all fruity fragrances in my hands. I would say this is like the fruitiest fragrance in my collection because it's like really fruity through and through, and it's very much tropical fruits. It's so good, it's almost edible. This one is Xerjoff Cruz del Sur 2. You guys, this has guava, this has mango, this has pineapple. Oh my lord, talk about all the gorgeous, delicious tropical fruity notes in here. This of course has the fragrance note that all fruity fragrances seem to have, blackcurrant, and there are loads of gorgeous exotic florals in here. I'm not gonna go over all those. And another thing that stands out are those gorgeous dried fruit in the base of this fragrance with that milk. There's a lactonic vibe from the milk in the base. It smells like, you guys, a very yummy tropical smoothie, like fresh 100% natural tropical smoothie with a little bit of milk in it, and that dried fruit's so delicious on the dry down. Has a little bit of vetiver and other notes, but really, if you ask me like one sentence to describe it, it smells like a really delicious tropical fruit smoothie. But the perfume version of it, no, you're not gonna smell like an actual fruit smoothie. If you can imagine the perfume version of it, that's what this smells like. This kind of really puts me in that vacation mode, you guys. Every time I wear this, I'm transported to a poolside where, you know, there's a tiki bar, there's a bar, you know, I'm getting all these beautiful tropical cocktails, fruit cocktails or fruit smoothies, and I'm in the pool drinking them. That's kind of what I pictured. This is Xerjoff Cruz del Sur 2. Next, I have a very refreshing, slightly soapy, yet very fruity, fresh, delicate, ethereal, goddess-like summer fruity fragrance from the House of Mikolov. You guys know I love this fragrance, and the bottle is to die for. How feminine can it get? This one is a Mikolov Anandan. This has got to be my favorite perfume bottle in my collection, you guys. It's like the most royal, regal, gorgeous, goddess-like bottle, and the juice inside smells like the bottle. Seriously, this is so fresh and beautiful. Loads of juicy fruity notes in here with lots of delicate yellow florals, a little bit of powdery florals. Just beautiful. There's slight soapiness about this, but it's very delicate and goddess-like. It smells like a very beautiful, very clean woman who just stepped out of the shower, you know, or fell from the heavens, really. So this has all juicy notes in the opening, you guys. There's plum, which is really juicy. There's blackcurrant, that juicy, fruity burst of freshness. There's pear. I mean, there's lemon with a little hint of citrus, and, you know, adding to the freshness. And then you get all the gorgeous florals. Like there's mimosa in 2 different layers of this fragrance, middle and base. There's jasmine, there's violet, there's ylang ylang, rose. There's a bunch of really gorgeous, delicate, feminine floral notes in here that makes it, you know, very like goddess-like. And then in the base you get musk, which is sexy, and vanilla with a little tiny hint of sweetness. This one really is, it reminds me of a woman, like a very wealthy, gorgeous woman on vacation, you know, just, you know, took a shower in her like resort and is in this flowing dress walking out onto the beach, kind of vibe I'm getting. A very, very delicate feminine fragrance. By the way, if you guys want a discount on this fragrance, I have a discount code for you down in the description box. It's Cleo 10. I'll link it, all of these fragrances down in the description box. By the way, Mikolov has changed shipping, well, free shipping to the US. It used to be for orders over $100, but now it's for orders over $170. Just wanted to let you know, guys, that. So you do get free shipping, but for orders over $170. So yeah, this one is Mikolov Ananda Nectar. So you guys, next I have actually 4 fragrances from one niche fragrance house that obviously makes a lot of really beautiful fruity fragrances. I didn't realize how many fruity fragrances I had from this house, and it's one of my favorite fragrance houses of all time. It's of course Killian. Killian is the fragrance house I have the most amount of perfumes from, by the way. So this one in my hands is a very juicy fruity fragrance. It's like summer in a bottle, you guys. It's kind of like a hot girl summer fragrance, you know. This one is none other than Liaison Dangereuse. This one, you guys, again, so beautiful. My gosh, I don't even have the words to describe it. It's not just fruity, but also very beautifully floral. It's a very aromatic fragrance, very aromatic, very you know, very aromatic. It kind of makes you kind of roll your eyes back into your skull. So this opens with the most juicy fruity notes in the world. There's of course blackcurrant with that burst of juicy freshness. There's plum, there's peach, and then there's a tropical note in the opening that's delicious. Of course, coconut. Ooh, so good. I think coconut, in my opinion, adds a bit of sexiness, like tropical sexiness to this fragrance. Kind of in the same way Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess has that sexiness, you know. And I think what makes this very aromatic are the geranium and rose with the amberette, you know, in the middle, you guys. Rose and geranium, really nice mix, and with the fruitiness in the opening, it's a really good match. There's a little bit of spicy hint from cinnamon, and then there's musk, there's sandalwood, oak moss, vetiver, vanilla, all that stuff in the base. To me, the easiest way to describe this fragrance is that it's a very much like a very hot, like hot girl summer fragrance that's very aromatic. And it is a fragrance you should wear in like the hottest of the days. It'll keep you smelling divine and fresh and gorgeous all day long. Great one for like 100-degree weather, very hot days, daytime wear. Nice performance. It doesn't go away in a couple of hours. It lasts. This one is Kilian Liaison Dangereuse. Next I have another one from Kilian. It's one of my favorites from this house, and it is you guys' one of your favorites too. This one is of course Kilian Forbidden Games. Not sure why this fragrance is named that way. It's kind of a weird name. There again, you guys, gorgeous fruity fragrance, so delicious. This has got peach, there's plum, that juicy plum in the opening. There's some apple, I believe. There's rose and geranium, just like Liaison Dangereuse in this. There's jasmine. There's a bit of honey in the base that gives this fragrance that unique, I wouldn't call it syrupy, that, you know, honey sweetness to this fragrance. There's vanilla, lots of vanilla, and a papanax in here too. I love this. This smells amazing. It almost, to me, almost kind of has a little bit of like apricot mango-ish vibe about it too. I don't know why. It's really like, my mouth is watering, you guys. It's a gorgeous fragrance, again for hot summer days, good for like really hot summer days. This again puts me in that sort of vacation mode, you know, relaxing by the poolside kind of thing, but wearing something like a very hot bathing suit. You can wear this to like go, you know, to have dinner or lunch, you know, on your tropical getaway or vacation. This is Kilian Forbidden Games. Then I have another one from Kilian with a very bizarre name, which I never understood, but it's like a super fruity fragrance. I love it, and I'm so glad I bought it and I wasn't put off by the name or anything like that. This one is Killian, Playing with the Devil. This fragrance is nothing like Playing with the Devil. It's not, there's nothing dark about it. There's nothing nighttime about it. I have no idea why they named it. Anyway, very fruity gorgeousness, you guys. It's like the perfume version of fruitiness. Like if you could take fruits and make it absolutely sexy, that's what they did here. This has, again, those gorgeous, juicy, tropical type, like fruity, juicy fruit notes. There's blackcurrant with the burst of juicy freshness. There's peach, there's lychee, and then there's blood orange for a citrus in this fragrance, which is much more sticky and sweet than other citruses, you know. In my opinion, that's what makes this fragrance like kind of sexy. It kind of is the same in a way as like the opening of Givenchy L'Entretien Rouge. Now that blood orange note in that, you know. This one has a bit of a kick from that pimento and black pepper. This has rose, I believe jasmine too. There's loads of vanilla in here because there's vanilla, tonka bean, and benzoin. So there's a lot of vanilla, like vanillic vibes, like a huge vanilla chord in the base. This also has a little bit of patchouli, which I'm not smelling at all. Woody notes, absolutely juicy, delicious, beautiful, beautiful lady fruity fragrance. This one is Kilian, Playing with the Devil. So next I have a very, again, juicy fragrance. When I spray this on, it's like a burst of fruity freshness, just, you know. Love that like initial burst, especially when I first sprayed this fragrance. Very refreshing. This is also from the house of Kilian. This one is a little bit more unisex, I would say. This one is leaning, I would say slightly masculine, but still gorgeous even on women. This one is Kilian, Apple Brandy on the Rocks. This one is a boozy, fruity fragrance, you guys, if you can even call it that. This is very fresh and juicy, but there's a little bit of booze in here. I believe it's rum, I think in the middle. This is slightly warm spicy from this cardamom. There's bergamot, which is very citrusy in the opening. And then this has that gorgeous pineapple, which is really tropical and juicy. There's apple, of course, apple brandy, you know, duh. It's actually, no, not rum, it's brandy in here. That's right. Yeah, it's brandy, apple brandy, duh. Maybe rum too. I think rum and brandy, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, there's like that boozy, you know, ness in here. But that booze actually complements the freshness in here. It gives it that alcoholic, you know, vibe to it. It's got ambroxan, which lifts it up even more, makes it fresh. You know, ambroxan is the synthetic version of ambergris. You already know the spiel on ambergris. I'm not going to repeat it. And there's a little bit of musk and some woody notes. This is mainly a juicy burst with a little bit of booze. Like really, that's the best way to describe it. Like I said, it's unisex, leaning slightly masculine, but it's mostly right in the middle. Very, very refreshing fragrance for summertime. You can wear this all throughout the day, I would say. Yeah, this one is Kilian, Apple Brandy on the Rocks. Next, I have a fragrance from the House of Kajal. I actually have two from it. This one in my hands is my favorite out of the two I have. This one, because this one has one of my favorite tropical fruity notes. This one is, of course, Kajal The Hob. You guys, this one has passion fruit. Ooh, like I said, this one has kind of like that same vibes as Tiziana Terenzi's Tabit, but only like a lot more fruity. Has a little bit of that sort of slight bit of synthetic vibe to it. Kind of almost oody smelling a little bit. So this has apple, there's bergamot, there's that beautiful juicy passion fruit note, which makes it very tropical and very fruity. It has a little bit of soft spice. This has patchouli, there's amber, there's musk. I feel like this has a little bit of oud too, you guys. I don't know, I just have a feeling. And I have another one from the House of Kajal. Very sweet. This one's super sweet, very fruity. This has one of my favorite also tropical fruity notes in here. This one is Kajal Lamar. This one has pineapple, very well known for its pineapple note. This one's really nice too, you guys. That pineapple really shine through in this fragrance. It's a very kind of I would almost say syrupy kind of pineapple that's in here. Not like a fresh pineapple by any means. More like canned pineapple or syrupy pineapple, you know, or pineapple concentration. I don't know, something like that. This has got red berries, apples, some soft spices. It's got rose, I believe, a couple of different types of roses. There's magnolia, there's jasmine, all these gorgeous florals that really make this smell amazing. There's amber, musk, vanilla, cashmeran, I mean woody notes, call it. Like all the beautiful base notes you usually get in really nice perfumes like this. This one I would say mainly to me, what I smell are those pineapple, syrupy, kind of canned pineapple, kind of pineapple scent with the beautiful florals in here. It's actually really beautiful. This is great for like nighttime wear on your, you know, tropical summer vacation, or to go out at nighttime. I think this is more of a summer nighttime fragrance than daytime. I would say the Hob about the same, but this one more so. They're both very kind of unisex fragrances, by the way. It can go either way. This one is Kajal Lamar. Next I have a very gourmet fruity fragrance from a very new house to me anyway. This is popular, however. I love the bottles, however. I love the bottles from this fragrance house. This is a very like candy, whipped cream, fruity kind of gourmet fragrance. This one is from the Attar collection. This is Hayati by the Attar collection, you guys. This one is fruity in a very kind of different way. This one smells like fruity ice cream dessert. Like if you put fruits and ice cream, you know, in some kind of, you know, those desserts like trifles where you have layers of cake, you know, lots of fruit and whipped cream and, you know, all that. That's what this smells like. Seriously. That's the easiest way to describe this. This is very fruity because there are loads of, you know, fruity notes in here, but it smells like an ice cream, fruity dessert, or a fruity trifle, you know, because this has a huge lactonic accord as well as fruitiness. It's a very fruity fragrance, but it's also very lactonic. So you guys, this has loads of fruity notes. I mean, a lot of it. There's raspberries, other berries, there's pineapple, there's, you know, that blackcurrant with that juicy burst of freshness. There is plum, I believe too, also a juicy fruity note. This has loads of florals. This has whipped cream, which gives it that lactonic creaminess, which is what makes it smell kind of like a trifle, a fruit trifle, or an ice cream fruit dessert. Of course, ice cream in the base, literally, which is where you get that ice cream vibe. Like you immediately think of, like when you spray this fragrance, you immediately think, ooh, ice cream fruit dessert, or like trifle. Like really, that's what comes to your mind. This one is very almost like edible kind of perfume. This is one perfume that smells actually edible. Not so much the perfume version, but almost like the actual dessert, you know? It smells delicious. If you want to smell like a very delicious fruit ice cream dessert, this is the one for you. This, of course, has that huge dose of vanilla, of course. There's musk. Gorgeous bottle. These are like actually metal bottles, so if you drop them it won't break. You might probably chip it, but yeah, this one is, I wouldn't say it's my favorite out of everything I'm showing you today, but I love this because it's unique. There's nothing like it in my collection, and this is less like perfume and more like the actual edible thing, you know. Yeah, this one is Hayati by Attar collection. So next I have another one of my summertime fruity favorites. This one is a powerful fragrance, I would say, very fresh, fruity. This one is from the House of Creed. This is Creed Aventus for Her. This one, you guys, is a juicy burst of fruity freshness with that, you know, juicy blackcurrant note and everything in the opening. But this does have patchouli. The patchouli actually is what adds this uniqueness to this fragrance. You know how patchouli can manifest or take different roles in a fragrance, I guess. Patchouli can do different things to fragrances. Now in here, because of all the juicy, fruity, fresh notes in here, the patchouli in the base with that slight earthiness adds this very interesting touch to it, like with the fruity juiciness and the patchouli, you know? It's like, I don't know, it's hard to describe, but the patchouli is not offensive, you guys. It's not like dirty. It's because of the other fresh, fruity, you know, fragrance notes in the composition. The patchouli in here is not dirty. It's adding to that freshness somehow. That's the best way I can describe it. This has loads of citrus notes in the opening. There's apple, there's like red berries and all that, a little bit of powderiness from violet. This has like lots of musk, which makes it sexy. There's sandalwood, there's styrax, which is a, you know, kind of a balsam resin type of note. This has that juicy burst of blackcurrant, but not in the opening, but in the base. So this fragrance remains fresh throughout the life of it. It's like a very like refreshing fragrance. There's peach also, by the way, also in the base, not in the opening. There's amber, there's ylang ylang, there's like heliotrope or something. Yeah, because of those juicy fruit notes throughout the fragrance, all different layers of it, the entire life of it on your skin and clothes, it remains very fresh and juicy. So yeah, this one is, and has that, of course, slight earthiness from the patchouli, but it's not earthy like soil earthy or dirty or anything. It adds to that freshness, if that makes sense. Creed Aventus for Her. Last but not least, I have one from the House of Mancera. This is very juicy, very kind of sexy, lasts forever, by the way. Performance is out of this world, almost beast mode, but without being offensive, without being thick, without being heavy like winter fragrances or cold weather fragrances. This is one that will last you and last you all day long. This one is Mancera Jardin exclusive. One of my subbies recommended this to me. It's definitely very juicy, very fruity, very sexy. It has a little bit of a Mancera instant crush kind of vibe to it. That, but like fruity and juicy, you know, if that makes sense. This has a lot of juicy fruity notes like blackcurrant with that juicy burst of fruity freshness. There's pear, there's mandarin orange, there's apple, like other like citruses. This also has caramel, little bit of it adding a lot of like sweetness to it, but without making it heavy. No, it's not a heavy one at all. Don't get it wrong. Caramel only adds sweetness, really, in my opinion, and it's in the opening, weirdly enough, so it kind of disappears. It doesn't stay. And this has beautiful florals, jasmine, rose, violet, name it. There's ambergris, by the way, lots of ambergris, which adds that, again, sort of not ocean, but kind of ocean kind of vibe to it, is the best way to say, like with the marine vibes, with the woody nuances and the mineral vibes, you know, which makes fragrances fresh. This has sandalwood, vanilla, musk, you know, the usual. If you want a fragrance to last all day, like you want to wear one fragrance, you want to go from morning to going out nighttime, this is the one for you. Of course, this has that synthetic vibe, which all Manceras and Montals have. This one is Mancera Jardin exclusive. So you guys, that's it. Those are all my amazing, juicy, fruity, sexy, summertime fruity niche fragrances that I absolutely love. I pull these out when summer begins, when the weather warms up. Again, they put me in this vacation mode, this relaxed mode, put me by the poolside holding a cocktail, kind of vibe. That's kind of what I get from these. These are great, by the way, for vacations, for outings during the summertime, going out, some of them for nighttime. Please let me know down in the comment section your favorite niche fruity fragrances. Share with me, you guys. Please talk to me. I love it when you guys talk to me, share your thoughts with me. So before I leave, please give me this video a thumbs up if you loved it, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, because subscribing, by the way, is not enough. If you don't subscribe, nothing happens. Subscribe, but also ring the notification bell next to it so you will not miss any of my videos, because subscribing isn't enough. YouTube doesn't push videos to you just because you subscribed. It used to be that, not anymore. You gotta ring the bell, and for all notifications, not just some. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, where I post everything before I even talk about them on YouTube. I will see you guys in my next video.